I'm Gary Payton at the Seattle Supersonics.
Jay Peter with the Seattle Mariners and Jermaine Kearse.
Cliff Averill.
Dave Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
What's up, guys? This is NorbCam coming at you here on this, what is it, Wednesday night now? Midway through the week, and it's time. Oh, I realized I just have my my wrong information at the top. Seahawks beat the Eagles. It's not a post-game chat with Philadelphia, but that's okay. We had that last time. We are moving ahead, talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars and this big game coming up. This is a brutal stretch of tough teams, and let's just kind of get into it and see what's up with what we got to do to get this win. So, all right, I see the callers coming in. I see the chat room starting to fill up. So let's start getting this going. But first of all, if you want to call in.
There are 2 participants in the conference.
2 people calling in. All right, and more to come. If you want to call in, just dial this number 515-739-1219 and then wait for the prompt and then enter the code 696153. Apparently a couple of people couldn't get on. So anyway, let's get right into this. So Sunday, first of all, for those of you who don't know, the game has been flexed. It was supposed to be a 10 a.m. game, West Coast time. It did get flexed into the 1:25 slot, so we are not playing a 10 a.m. game. It will be 1:25, so make sure you adjust your clocks because that's what's going on as far as the timing of this game. Pete Carroll's gum in the house, I see, amongst other folks. Who do we got in here? A lot of people coming in tonight. Cheese, it's Christ, Sylvia McWilliams, Luis Rodriguez, Marcelino TV, Dangerous, Abdias Garcia, Windex Glass Cleaner. Haven't seen that. Seen you in a while. TGTV Tank Mode, Cesar Hernandez, Seahawk Fan, Sam Ranger, Blake Clark, Mason Beneke, Seahawks Fan 8796, Thomas George, The Gaming Boy, and much, much more. So I'll be taking your calls, trying to answer questions in your in the chat room as well, but primarily doing the phone calls. Maybe going for about 45 minutes or so tonight. Not too crazy, but again, just talking about Seahawks Jaguars. Don't sleep on the Jaguars. This is a team. If you haven't been paying attention, these guys are a very tough team. Not the Jaguars of the past. They are 1-point favorites, I believe is the latest that I saw in the spread. It started out as like 3-point favorites, now it's a 1-point favorite. So it's really a pick'em game. It's very close. But some things to keep in mind as far as the Jaguars are concerned. Offensively, they score about 24.9 yards a game, 355 yards per game, 206 passing, which is 21st, not that good. But rushing, they got a heck of a rushing attack. Number 1 in the league at almost 150 yards a game. Defensively, though, is where they really shine. Check this out. Number 1 in points allowed, 14. Number 1 in total yards allowed, 282 per game. Number 1 in passing yards, 167 a game. But in the rushing category, they are only 20th at 115 yards a game. So, unfortunately, the rushing game is not exactly has not been our forte so far. But they are. We are coming up with. I feel like our running game is starting to click. We've got Mike Davis, who really did well, I thought, against the Eagles. And we've got Chris Carson's close to coming back. I think listening to Pete Carroll's press conference today said that I don't know if he'll be back for this game, but he will be back probably the week after if he doesn't make it back to this one. So I like that combination. Chris Carson, Davis, and McKissick. Those 3, and maybe Rawls for just a little, keep him on standby. But that's a pretty good mix right there. So hopefully our rushing game takes a step up, but it's going to be a challenge. This defense, this team reminds me a lot of the Seahawks in our Super Bowl run. Maybe not quite as good, maybe not quite as quarterback-wise, not as good as we were with Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson was so good right out the chute. But defensively, they are something else. They got amazing secondary, really good cornerbacks. And so we are going to be tested. Russell's going to be really careful with the ball. But at the same time, they also they've nicknamed them Saxonville because these guys get pressure up front. So it's going to be quite the challenge on our offense to move the ball downfield, not get buried by a pass rush. And then our defense is going to have to do their thing and especially stop the run because that's what they're best at. If we can stop the run, that'll force them to do what they don't do best. And if we can get a lead early, like against Philadelphia, that puts the Jaguars playing right into our hands. So we've got to approach this game in the same way we approached Philadelphia and have it play out with the rhythm that we did when we went up against Philadelphia. But this will be tough. It will be down in Jacksonville in their house. And so we're definitely got some challenges facing us here. So it's going to be a fun one, though. And as we had done last time on the away games, for those of you in town, I will be hosting another viewing party at Emerald Downs Casino, as you can see right there. Fun begins at 12:30, though I know a lot of you show up very early to get a spot. But once again, we are going to be drawing prizes, food and drink specials all day, and then a couple of Seahawk tickets, I believe, are also in the works too, as well as Seahawk jerseys and other swag. So come on out. Again, it's free, open to all ages, and come out, hang out with me. And as I'm doing the live stream out there, it's a fun party. Usually a couple hundred people show up each time, so it's a fun place to come. So I hope you'll make it if you're up in the area. And we're also doing our 12s Helping 12s. We are in the final week of our 12s Helping 12s fundraising for holiday grants to give to needy families, and we are very close to our goal. So hopefully you guys can still continue to donate to our charity, 12shelping12s.com, and we're still looking for some families to be nominated for that. So if you go to our website, 12shelping12s.com, there's a place to nominate there and donate, and we're very close. So very excited. Hopefully you guys can contribute and help some families this holiday season. Okay, let's get to the calls. Let's start here. Let's see who's been hanging on a long time. All right, let's start right here. Okay, let's go with from the 646. Here we go. All right, you're on with NorbCam. Who's this, and where you calling from?
I think you know who this is by now, Norb.
I had a feeling. I was just trying to get on my ducks in a row here. Hey, man, how you doing? I caught the tail end. This is Gangrene David, of course. I caught the tail end of your live broadcast this afternoon, but I missed all the fun while you were actually live. So, but yeah, it's good to hear, your positivity after that big win you had this weekend, and how you talked about, I think, just how you were never part of that whole idea that the Jets were going to try to tank their season intentionally, and they're still in the hunt. I think they're still in the hunt, aren't they?
They are.
So what do you think?
This is going to be a very interesting 4-game stretch because we got the Broncos on the West Coast, which the Jets struggle to play against. We got a surging Saints team. We got a Chargers team that's on the rise, and then we got the New England Cheaters back in their hometown in Foxborough. So I think you'll get. I think you'll get one out of those 4. I think you can beat the Broncos. Broncos are not that good. They've been pretty terrible this year, actually. I think you can get those guys, but those other 3, that's tough sledding, man. It is 100%. I mean, the Chargers we have at home, I'm a little concerned for that, but as long as the offense can stay consistent, they can continue to connect, and our wide receivers can continue to develop, especially Jermaine Kearse, then I think we could have a shot at winning these games. I just hope our Jets can capitalize in the fourth quarter. Right.
Well, you guys did put up a lot of points this last game. Granted, KC is on a major slide, so they're not. They've been a pretty big disappointment so far. But after that, 5-0 start, and they've dropped practically every game since. But you guys did look good, and man, Jermaine Kearse finding new life in that green and white uniform over there. Happy for him.
I know. I loved watching him in Seattle, and I love watching him now. When you put this guy in man-to-man coverage, that's what he's best at. I think what the Jets have been doing is they've been underutilizing him because he's run a lot of routes in zone coverage. But lately they've been playing him in the slot and they've been putting him man to man, and he's just been going off lately. But you guys got the Jaguars. I remember we played the Jaguars back in week 4. It was when we inducted Kevin Mawai in the induction in the Ring of Honor.
So what can you tell me? What can you tell me about the Jaguars?
The first things first, we put up 250 rushing yards combined with both our running backs against the Jaguars, and that's something that really propelled us to the victory. But that doesn't really change the fact that Leonard Fournette's quickness and elusiveness really makes him just an outstanding running back. Are you nervous with Leonard Fournette, how he can come out of the backfield, whether it's catching screens or you're running the ball? Are you concerned about how fast he can attack the Seahawks defense?
Well, I'm concerned in this way, in the sense that, much like I was saying about the Eagles, is that I think it's paramount that we have to stop the run. We've got to contain Fournette, because I think if they get their running attack going, that's going to be tough, because that means they're controlling the situation, they're controlling the clock, they're controlling the ball, and then most likely controlling the score. So we've got to get them stopped, and we've got to score points early and get them out of that running game. We do still have a very good run defense, and I think that if we can do what we've been doing all year, stopping good running teams, then that'll play into our favor. So our front seven is going to have to be really disciplined and just fight through blocks and do what they've been doing and make tackles and get him down early. If we can do that, then if our offense can find a way, to put pressure early and get some yardage on these guys, it's a tough defense. I think we've got a good shot, but it won't be easy, I'm telling you. But this game, I believe, every game, it's pretty much, to me, in order of difficulty. We started with the toughest one against the Eagles last weekend, beat them, and now the second hardest game, I think, is coming up against the Jaguars, really. And then it's like in order. Then we get the Rams, and then Cowboys and Cardinals. So it's really from toughest to last. So if we can get through this stretch, these next 2 games, I think, sets up nicely for the rest of the season. So this is test number 2, big time.
I think this is a big test for the Jags defense too, because I think the Jaguars defense, they played a lot of easy offenses as of late, and the Seahawks offense is very talented. Russell Wilson is a great and established leader who can run an offense very well, extending drives the best way he can, and using his weapons like Doug Baldwin, Paul Richardson, Jimmy Graham, and what's his name? Nick Vannett.
Nick Vannett coming out. Yeah, he had a good game.
Nick Vannett. So I think this is a real test for the Jags defense. Yes, they have playmakers like A.J. Bouye, who's a great man-to-man corner, Jalen Ramsey, Barry Church, Calais Campbell.
We know Campbell very well from his days with the Cardinals. So, yeah, we're very familiar with him being a pain in the butt on the defensive line.
I mean, listen, I think Russell Wilson, you got to put the game into the hands of your leader, and that's going to be Russell Wilson, because he's your leader and he's running the offense here. And the fact that this is now a real test for this Jags defense, I think the Jags defense could potentially prevail. It's a little bit of a toss-up because you guys are both playing really well on certain sides of the ball that could potentially be evenly matched. So this could be a close game, very tough to predict, because you guys are now playing on the road and you guys are going all the way out to the East Coast. So this could be kind of be one of those kind of games. But what do you think? Do you think you guys could win?
Oh, well, I'm never going to bet against our team. I was in with against the Eagles, though. I thought that would be a most daunting task. But no, I think we can do it. We've just got it's going to be, I think, a low-scoring game, and we're going to have to just edge them out. I see a close game, something like a 20-17, 20-14, something like that. But we got to score early. We got to be close or at the lead at the half, and I think then we've got a good shot. So
make sure you build momentum. That's all you gotta do.
Yep. All right, man. Well, thanks for calling again, David. It's always good to hear from you. Good luck with your game this weekend too. All right.
Yeah, join my next live stream. I'm gonna be previewing. Yeah, I'm gonna be previewing the Bronco game. So
when's that?
Looking forward to having you on the podcast again.
Okay, when are you doing that?
I'm gonna try to do it in the next couple of days. So love if you join again.
Okay. All right. That's Gangrene David. Check his YouTube channel out when you get a chance to. And
I talk all day.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll talk soon.
All right. No problem.
All right.
See you guys.
All right. Take care. All right. Go Hawks. All right. Let's keep this rolling. Let's go to the 575. What's up? This is NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Emilio from Fort Sumner.
Emilio from Fort Sumner. What's up, man?
What's up?
What you got?
What do you think about this coming game?
Well, as I was saying to Gangrene David, I think it's going to be a tough battle. They've got a great defense. They've got a really good rushing game, but not so great on the passing side. So I think if we can get a lead early, force them to become one-dimensional like we did to the Eagles, make them abandon their run game and have to throw it, that sets up pretty well for us. But that means we got to score early. So it's going to be tough, though. This is arguably the best defense in the league right now. What do you think?
Yeah, we need a running back to step up.
Yep. And who do you think that will be?
Maybe I hope Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy. Eddie Lacy.
But not now.
I thought Davis looked pretty damn good, and the fact that Chris Carson may be coming back, I like their shots there. But I don't know about you, but Lacy, I don't know. That to me, that ship has sailed. I just see between McKissick and Rawls and Davis and Carson, I'd put all four of those guys ahead of Lacy. Lacy just doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry. It's too slow. He doesn't hit the hole fast enough, and even in tight situations where he needs to get 1 yard or 2 yards, he can't get it. So I'm done with Lacy. Sorry.
You think they'll get rid of him after this year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he's done. Who knows? He might be done before the season's over. They might release him outright. But I just think if Carson does come back, I mean, that's going to be too many. That's too many people in there. I think they got to make some room on the roster. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they still got Procise. Well, he's on IR, but you got, at some point they got to decide about Rawls, Procise. Lacy's probably gone, and then you got these other three. But I like what the young guys are doing, and they're very cost effective right now. So it's a good time for these guys to step up. All right, man. You got any other questions?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for calling. Now you said where are you from again?
Fort Sumner, New Mexico.
New Mexico. All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, go Hawks. All right, let's keep this going. Let's go to the 703. How's it going? This is NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Nathan. I called you like a couple weeks ago. Coming in from Bellevue, Washington.
Hey, good to hear from you, Mason. What's on your mind today?
Well, main thing I gotta say is kind of focusing on the Jags defense. It's like we all know what they're about so far. It's like they're Jacksonville. They're leading the NFL in practically almost every single stat. Like number one in pass defense, total defense, sacks, takeaways, interceptions, and all that jazz. But the one thing that I will say is they have not played, except for Marcus Mariota, really any good quarterbacks throughout the whole entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this will be a chance for Russell Wilson to possibly expose them, or do you still think that it will definitely be a challenge no matter what, who they played and all that sort of stuff?
Well, and I think Russell Wilson, MVP in my mind, by the way, is always always the wild card to any team. I mean, Philly couldn't contain him. I don't think any team really has contained him all year. He's been the reason. He's been, as they say, 80+% of our offense. And I don't know if the Jags have played a quarterback like him, because you can have great corners and a great line to rush, but that wild card of him spinning out and getting loose and running, that tests the part of their defense that's not necessarily on the stat sheet. And so if Russell can break free with some, quarterback runs, some draws, some run pass options, and just start running on the, doing it with his feet. That's how we started the game against the Eagles. I think that's a definite way to get them on their heels. So I think the Russell factor is always going to be there. I'm kind of counting on that he's not traditional where he's just going to stand there and try to hit his targets. He's going to be moving and shaking and baking, doing all kinds of stuff that they can't plan for. So hopefully that'll catch them off guard. And then two, I really like the screen pass game that Seattle's starting to develop. I think they weren't doing that very early on, but they've started to do it as of late. And I think the way you beat a aggressive pass rush, which they have, the Jaguars have, is you get that screen play going. You get McKissick out there in space. And even we saw what Davis can do. Those guys can move and break tackles and juke guys out of their jock in space. So I think that combination can really loosen things up and start throwing some kinks into the defensive front and that secondary by some things like that. So hopefully Darrell Bevell will call a good game, and he's been doing a good job. So you got to give him credit where credit is due. But that's what I think what's going to take to get through that defense.
For sure.
Yeah.
And also, you definitely got to block those two linebackers. I mean, crazy athletic, kind of like Bobby Wagner, that sort of way. So, you get through that, things like the screen will definitely, be affected through those guys. So I can really see that being possible.
Yeah. But, they got to be unpredictable.
Another question I have as well is sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. What's your question?
Okay. Well, I was just mainly going to ask. So, with what the Jags have in terms of running the ball and all of that, Leonard Fournette is one of the best rookie running backs in the NFL that we've seen in a while, and they got a whole rotation with Chris Ivory and all those guys, and all that. Also, I mean, if let's say that we shut them down. Are you concerned with Blake Bortles possibly having a game against us with our banged-up secondary? Since, even with a couple games without Leonard Fournette, Blake Bortles has had those games where he would throw probably about 300-400 yards or so. And, and everyone would say, oh, yeah, that's not a bother with this team. He's able to do it too. Do you think that will be a concern for us as well? Or do you think we can definitely take away their weapons and make Bortles look very much, average like he usually is?
I mean, I haven't watched a lot of Jaguar games. I've just seen some highlights, and I've just looked at the stats and everything like that. So everything that my intel is that if you're going to have to force them to beat you, make the Jaguars beat you through the air. And I thought, our secondary has been playing pretty good. When you consider what I think we had expected would happen with all of our injuries, they've been playing up. They've been definitely stepping up to the task. That fluke play, and that was just, I think, an amazing throw by Carson Wentz falling down to get that ball off. I think Maxwell just simply underestimated how far he could throw it, and in the following,
he probably would have gotten a pick.
Oh, yeah, he was standing there, perfect position, just standing. And if he had just kept moving, he would have picked that ball for sure. That was just like a Hail Mary. But then on the next play, he kind of got picked on that play. So I don't entirely blame him for the touchdown either. It wasn't like he just got beat because he's slow or something. So, I think these guys can hold their own against this passing game of theirs. So I'd take our chances with that. So shut down the run and force them to pass. And then our front seven, our front four can get to him, and I think that's the formula for success for us, just like we did against the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially since Blake Bortles doesn't run around and make throws like Gumby. And
exactly.
All that
Yeah, he's not as strong and slippery as Wentz is, and we kept him pretty well contained. So, but yeah, it won't be easy. I'm definitely. I hope we don't have a letdown because that big game against the Eagles was so huge. I could see an emotional letdown following that. But hopefully they keep the intensity up.
Yeah.
if they keep going like this I'm sure for them, this is really like, as they say, championship opportunity. This is like being in the playoffs. So I would think that these guys would be playing with the same urgency as if this is like an away, divisional round game or something, because it really is. We are in the playoffs already. There's no doubt about it.
That is definitely true. That also leads me to my next question. It's, what do you think of our possibility of, taking both, not only just like winning out and taking the NFC West, but also hopefully, if something actually happens, taking possibly the number 2 seed, like if, let's say, the Saints were to be, going down and not the Vikings, the Vikings going down. Like, what do you think of our possibility there, since we've already basically taken down the best team in the NFL by their record, and we have all the momentum? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm still holding out hope that there's a chance we could grab a number 1 or number 2 seed and host, a second round divisional game, get the bye. It could happen. The fact that we beat the Eagles means we now own the tiebreaker on them. So if we finish with the same record and the Eagles drop a couple of games somewhere down the line here, if we finish with the same record, then we would leapfrog them because of the tiebreaker head-to-head. So, maybe the Vikings might stumble. Hey, who knows? Maybe the Jets could find a miracle and beat the Saints. I don't see how, but you never know. Weird things like that.
I don't know about that happening.
But if it does, then that would be our best opportunity. But yeah, we're going to need some help. But all we can do is try to play our game and, finish. Man, if we can finish undefeated the rest of the way, would be a dream, obviously, but if we can get through the next 2, I like our chances of being able to do it. So this is the toughest test for sure. And then I think if we win this, we come home with all the momentum in the world against the Rams. So, I think it's a possibility. It's a thin one, but it's still possible. And man, if we get some kind of home field advantage in the playoffs, watch out, because you know what happens when we get home field. It's Super Bowl time.
Oh, yeah.
So, all
right,
man.
We're definitely going to be having a lot more depth compared to last year's team. So that will definitely be the strongest thing for us.
For sure. So, and we've been doing pretty good on the road this year. So,
for sure.
It's very promising. So, all right, man. I'm going to get some other calls, but thanks again for talking. Good conversation.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for calling me, man.
All right,
Go
Mason.
Hawks.
All right, go Hawks. All right, good talk there. Let's go to the 253. Who's this and where are you calling from?
What's up, Norb? It's Tori.
Oh, hey, Tori, what's going on?
Nothing. Are you excited?
Oh, yeah.
Russell Wilson got MVP.
He did. Well, he got the offensive player of the NFC. Not quite the MVP. MVP, that will be determined in the next few weeks. But he did get the offensive player of the week, which was exciting. So I thought that was well-deserved. So, yes, good things happening so far. So are you coming to the party? I assume that you probably are, right? You and Corey?
Yes, I am.
All right, cool.
I am coming.
Very good. The game is at 1:25. I saw you were asking about the game, right?
Yeah.
1:25 kickoff.
Yeah.
So, yep. Party starts about 12:30. So,
yep.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about us doing the video soon?
Well, I'm thinking that, to collaborate on a music video, it's a busy time of the year for me. And probably the best way is to maybe do it through the Musical.ly app. We could do something on there, because try to set something up is going to be a little challenging between now and for the rest of the season. But maybe on Musical.ly we can do like a duet thing on there. So why don't we give that a try?
Well, I was thinking maybe sometime after January.
Well, possibly. We'll see, but at least that way we can get something done, you know what I'm saying? Sooner rather than later. So, yeah. So let's.
And we have a song set up and everything, so.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that more. I saw some of your songs. I don't really know most of those songs you've been submitting to me, but we'll keep going through and see if we can find something that works. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will see you on Sunday. So it's going to be a blast.
Is there anything that you need me to set up early on Sunday?
Nope.
Because I'm supposed to be coming early, so.
Okay. No, just be there and, grab a spot, and it's all good.
All right, sounds good.
All right. We'll see you on Sunday. Go Hawks.
All right, see you, Norb.
Go Hawks, yeah. All right, let's see. Let's keep it going with somebody calling from the 423. What's up? This is NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Tyler Green from Cleveland, Tennessee. I called you before.
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
Good.
What's your thoughts on this game coming up?
Good. I mean, I think we can beat them, but if we win this game, and if the Saints will lose against Atlanta, do we get to move up to the fourth spot of the playoffs?
Oh well.
Do we get to move up?
Well, here's the thing. I think that here's what I'm counting on. Okay. Forget the wild card. You know, I think we will take the NFC West, and so we will definitely secure at least, one of the 4 spots. But I think one of these teams stumble, like you said, Saints maybe stumble. It's hard for me to imagine the Vikings stumbling, but I could see definitely us edging the Eagles if things kind of go our way, and maybe the Saints too, and that could give us a number 2 seed. So I'm kind of got my optimistic glass half full sights on that possibility of a number 2 seed, which would be awesome because we would get a first round bye and host a divisional round game in our house, and then we just have to see how everything plays out. But we got to win all our games. We've got to win the rest of our games pretty much, and hope that the Eagles and the Rams and the Saints and the Vikings, for that matter, stumble along the way. So a little help from our friends, and we got a shot. But it's going to be a tough test.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I know we moved. It was in the 7th spot. I think it was the 7th or the 6th, but somehow we moved up to the 5th. Because somebody lost. I think it was the Atlanta that lost, and we moved up to the 5th spot. Mm-hmm. And that's why I was asking about if the Saints lose, we get to move up to the 4th spot. But
no, I mean the only way you get into the 4th spot is you got to win your division, because there's 4 divisions, 4 top spots, and then you got the 2 wild cards. So we're one of the wild cards right now. The only way we get into the top 4 is we got to win a division. So we have to take that from the Rams. That's how you get into the 4th spot. Otherwise, you're in the wild card situation. You're on the road the whole time. So we've got to get our division first. That's number 1. So, and I believe that's going to happen. It will happen.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to believe.
I watched that music video that you did.
The rap battle with Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too shabby, huh? We had a good time.
Yeah. Where do y'all do the parties at?
The parties. The viewing parties. We do those at the local Emerald Downs Casino here in Auburn, Washington, not too far from where I live. And yeah, we get about 200 people in there, and it's a good time. But you're not here, right? You're not from here.
No, I was just asking the question.
Oh yeah. No, so for all of you who are local, come down to Emerald Downs. It's a heck of a good time. So come join the party. It's a lot of fun. All right. Well, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it. All right. Go Hawks. All right. Let's see. I had somebody patiently waiting from the 952. Long time. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Norb. It's Brandon from Minnesota.
Oh, Brandon. Good to hear from you again. What's going on?
Yeah, so I just got back from the game a couple days ago.
Yeah. Are you talking about the game? Did you go to the game, the Vikings game in Atlanta?
No, I came up to Seattle.
Oh, you were, that's right, you came to our game. Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry, Minnesota thing throwing me off. Yeah. That was a hell of a game, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was in section 239.
Oh, did you say 239?
Yeah.
Oh, you had some good seats over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So, yeah, 239, I got you. You're on the other side there, visitor side. Yeah, how was it? That was your first game there, right?
Yeah, it was great seats, man. It was rocking. Oh, man, it was great.
That was the loudest I think I've heard the crowd in a long time. We've been up on games, and but that one I felt like from start to finish we were just it was crazy. Great environment, and it helped that we got off to a good start. Shout out to Pete Carroll's Gum, by the way. Thank you for the super chat. Everyone check out Pete Carroll's Gum. She's got building up her channel. Anyway, but yeah, what do you think about this Jaguars game? You worried about it?
Not much. I don't think so, because Blake Bortles ain't good. So I feel like we can win the game easily 31-14.
31-14 against that defense, huh? That defense don't scare you?
They only got two good people. They got Jalen Ramsey and Calais Campbell. So I feel like we can win that game easily.
Wow, I wish I had your optimism. I thought both the corners are pretty good, and their front seven is pretty pretty intense. But hey, I like 31-14. Is that what you said? I'll take that.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah.
So if we beat the Jaguars, do you think we can win out the rest of our schedule?
If we beat the Jaguars, do you think we can do what?
Win out the rest of the schedule.
Win out. Well, our chances go up, I think, because I think, as I had said earlier, these games are, to me, order of difficulty. So it starts with, the Eagles were the toughest test. This is the second toughest test. The third one will be the Rams at home. And then, I think the Cowboys are very beatable. And then, of course, the Cardinals are what they are. So, yeah, I do believe so. That's why I think this is the turning point. This is the peak of the mountain here, where we can get over this, we get over the hump. Not coasting, but it helps.
Yeah, and my prediction is for our playoffs, we're going to either get the 3 or 4 seed. We're going to get at least one home game.
Oh, yeah, I think for sure we're going to get at least a 4. Possibly 3, but I'm hoping to sneak in and get that 2. One of these guys is going to stumble, and we're going to snag the 2 from somebody. That would be nice.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, if the Eagles lose, man, if the Eagles win, then we'll have the division back. If we beat the Jaguars,
that's correct. That's right. So we are all Eagles fans this week. It just makes me think back. That losing that game to the Washington Redskins, that game, it's like if we had that game, it'd be one more insurance game that we would have had, and we had no business losing that game. And that one just sticks in me like a thorn in my side, reminding me like, oh, you had that one. Could have had the Falcons as well, but really should have had that Redskins game. That was just no excuse, but that's in the past. So now we just got to deal with what's in front of us. So anyway, yeah. So we'll see what happens. But Sunday, one game at a time, all that stuff. So we can get this. It's gonna be tough, but maybe they'll surprise us and win by the score you're predicting. So
yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Go Hawks.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
Go Hawks.
All right, let's see. Let's go to the 732. Who's this and where you calling from?
Norb.
I'm good.
Thomas. I called on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Thomas, what's going on?
Not much, man. So I saw today on the SB Nation that Deshaun Shedd returned to practice today. So how do you feel about that? Are you excited?
It's great. I've been kind of chomping at the bit, wondering when is he going to finally, make it back. I knew he'd come back sometime this year, and it just seemed like he's getting closer. He said he was getting closer, but not there, getting closer, and now he's finally here. I don't know if he's playing. It sounded like from what Pete Carroll was saying is that Byron Maxwell will be starting this Sunday. I guess maybe unless there's a sudden change of things this weekend, they put Shedd in there. But, Shedd hasn't played in quite a while, so I don't know if he's up to game speed yet. Maybe he needs another week of practice to kind of really get rolling. But I liked how Byron Maxwell played. You know, I think he's good, but I think that having Deshaun Shedd adds a little bit more speed. I was talking to my buddy Pat, who I sit the games with, and we were talking about that very possibility. And who would we start? Would we rather have Shedd or Maxwell? I think Shedd in full speed mode, game mode, is faster. You know, is just a one notch above Maxwell. So I think when he's up to full game speed, I think he's the guy to go to. I just don't know if he's there yet. I mean, if he only started practicing today, you know, how do you go from 10 months of or 11 months of, you know, rehab to now suddenly just your first practice and been playing? And I think it's probably a little too soon. So, but I'm excited to have him back, just like Chris Carson coming back. You know, that's like getting a free player, you know, at the end of the season. So I think both of those guys will be great additions. So yeah, maybe not this week, but moving forward, that'd be awesome.
Personally, I think he will probably return in 2 or 3 weeks if he keeps the momentum up and like works hard enough in practice. He should be able to return, and that'll be a really good pickup because our secondary is a little weak. We're losing Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor. So yeah, they're holding their own, but yeah, for sure. Reinforcements feels like this, like we're in the middle of this battle and we're just waiting for where are the reinforcements? You know, looking over the horizon and here they come, galloping in. You know, so you know, we're definitely getting some help at the right time, and guys getting healthy at the right time. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to be, you know, it's tough to be losing those guys, but it's great to know that there's some pieces coming back to us. So yeah. Yeah, there was also an interview with Russell Wilson. He said he wants to play till his mid-40s in Seattle, and I saw that and I just started laughing. Because, I mean, the oldest guy in the league right now, what is it, Tom Brady, I think?
Tom Brady at 40.
40?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard the full interview myself. Yeah, I mean, I think he could. You know, he may not be able to play like he does now at the age of 45, but he is definitely doing what he needs to do right now to try to keep his body in shape. So, you know, I think, you know, a lot can happen in the next few years, but it's hard to believe he's already 29 going up on 30, because he still, to me, feels like he's just gotten here. But we've already had him for, you know, 6 seasons already. You know, it's hard to believe. But yeah, it's time goes fast. But you know, hopefully, I'm really hoping it would be great. I just, you know, talking to my buddy Pat about this season, you know, with Chancellor's and Avril's future uncertain, and Sherman and all that. What a great way it would be if the Seahawks could pull the miracle of all miracles and win the Super Bowl this year. Those guys would still get their rings, you know. I mean, they deserve to have at least 2. And if those guys' careers did have to end after this season, it'd be great to have them, you know, finish with the season and bring some jewelry home before they ride off into the sunset. So you never know, but I'm sure they're thinking about that, playing for their brothers, for their fallen brethren. So hopefully Russell can pull the magic out of the hat for, you know, a few more weeks, and who knows, maybe we'll be there in Minnesota come February.
Yep. All right, Norb.
All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Go Hawks. All right. Yeah, Wilson to 45. That's mean we would have him for another 16 years of 16 seasons of Russell Wilson. How cool would that be? Let's go to the 517. Been waiting on a long time. What's up? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Ryan. I was hearing rumors about that Jimmy Graham might get traded next year.
Oh, you're wondering what I think about the possibility of Jimmy Graham getting traded next year?
Yeah.
Well, he won't get traded because the trading deadline's passed. His contract will simply be up, and now it's just really a question of, will Jimmy want to walk and be a free agent and go to the highest bidder, or will Seattle negotiate something with him, and will he want to stay? I think it'll come down to, you know, desire to play here versus money. You know, I mean, the guy is definitely making a case for himself that any team would want his services, including the Seahawks, the way he's lighting it up in the red zone. And he may want $10, $11 million a year, and I just don't know if Seattle wants to or could afford to pay that. that's a very big amount there that, Seattle's still looking for pieces to fill in on offensive line and things like that. So it'll be interesting. I think they want him back. Who wouldn't, right? And I think that it seems like he's happy here, but he doesn't talk much, so it's hard to gauge where he's at. So, it's one of those things where they're taking a chance, that when they didn't make a move prior to all this, which I'm glad they didn't, because if they had traded him, we'd been missing out on all these scores he's been making. So, I hope he's here. I hope they renegotiate a deal, and I hope he stays and keeps scoring touchdowns. He's playing great, I think.
I'm predicting the score game for on Sunday. I'm predicting 45-13.
45-13?
Yes.
Wow. That's even more optimistic than the last guy. What makes you think we can put 45 up on this defense?
Because we have Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett and all the good receivers and good tight ends.
Yeah, tight ends especially. That group has really been stepping up. Nick Vanette, one of those guys who kind of the third-tier guy that you hear Jimmy Graham and, we haven't really heard much from Luke Wilson. He's been a little banged up and stuff, but Nick Vanette's really stepped up. So I guess, so you think our guys are going to match up and make some hay against these vaunted DBs of the Jaguars, huh?
And I really haven't heard anything about Earl Thomas Smith. Earl Thomas.
Yeah. Well, I love your optimism, man. So hopefully they do that. I just think it's going to be a very tough task, but I think if Bevel gets creative and Wilson does his magic, I think we can surprise some people. The Eagles game was a big surprise.
He's going to put his A game on. He's going to put his A game on.
Say again?
So he's going to put his A game on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He needs A+ game. But he's been playing. He's MVP, and he's playing like it. So, I like the chances that we have with him doing his thing. So we'll see what happens. But, that's going to be – I think it'll be a good game. I mean, when is it not a good game? Seattle is good TV because their games are always exciting, always close. And, hopefully we walk out of that one with another win. So, all right, man. Well, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Go Hawks, baby.
Go Hawks.
All right. Let's keep it rolling. See who we got. Let's go to the 206 local number here. What's up? Who's this and where are you calling from? Yeah, what's up? Who's this?
My name is Aiden, and I'm the Doug Baldwin account.
Oh, you're the Doug Baldwin account? You're the YouTuber with Doug Baldwin as the title?
Yeah, that's me. And I'm calling from. I live right by you. I live by in near Northwood Middle School.
Oh yeah. That's definitely my neck of the woods.
So my question is, how are we gonna defend against Calais Campbell?
Well, it's gonna be tough. We've dealt with him when he was with the Cardinals. Our O-line isn't exactly our strength right now, so he's a beast. So I think Russell's going to have to be ready to run. I think they can victimize those guys with screen passes, because screen passes are the best way to deal with an aggressive pass rush. So I think if we can get to the ball to McKissick or even Davis on a few screen passes, that'll loosen those guys up, make them have to think about rushing as hard as they do. And so, I think Russell's just going to have to really get rid of the ball quick or be ready to run. Do some bootlegs, some read option, because, for every strength, every advantage, there's a disadvantage, And so if you get these guys playing really aggressive, I think you can take advantage of those tendencies. So Wilson's going to have another amazing game, which when has he not had an amazing game? So, yeah, he's definitely going to have to scheme up some things and be ready to run.
Okay, my next question is, who are your 3 MVP candidates, including Russell Wilson, obviously?
Right, Russell Wilson, definitely number 1. Jeez, I mean, I hate to say it. I know Tom Brady is just so darn good and consistent, so it's hard to not put him in that category. And Wentz, is pretty good too. Barring how he played against us. I might change my mind if I watch next week, and if flops against the Rams, I might pull him out of the MVP entirely. But we need him to be an MVP next week so they can destroy the Rams and get us back into that NFC West lead. But yeah, those three are the front runners, and you know, I don't think Russell. Unless Russell somehow they end up getting one of the top seeds just because of the East Coast bias and the love for Tom Brady, it's going to probably not go Russell's way, even though he deserves it more. Being that it's Wentz from, you know, Philadelphia and Tom Brady in that corner of the world, I just think it's going to be one of those two guys, regardless of, unless our team can pull it off and leapfrog the Eagles. I think it's going to be probably Tom Brady, just because they've been so darn consistent, and he's kind of a shoo-in, you know. So I don't like it, but that's probably what's going to happen.
Okay, well, thanks for having me on today, Norb. Go Hawks.
Yeah, you bet. Go Hawks. Thanks for the call. All right, local friend from around the neighborhood. Let's go to, let me see, who's been waiting on the longest here. All right, we're going to go to the 510. Been waiting a long time. Hey, what's up? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this and where you calling from?
EJ again.
EJ. DJ. We called you EJ wrong last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're from the Bay Area, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All right, DJ.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we'll beat the Jaguars if we just. I think that if we just get screen passes going and if we get a couple turnovers, because I'm not even one bit afraid of Robbie Bortles.
I agree. That's the least of my concerns of being beaten by him. But yes, you're right. We're gonna have to find a way for the screen passes. I'm with you on that. Russell doing his thing, you know, and hopefully we can get some. They're not great against the run, so if we can get our guys going in the backfield, you know, use the pass to set up the run like we did against Philly, I think we can, you know, make some damage there. It doesn't have to be a lot. I just think if we can run the ball and, again, not make Russell the leading rusher, I think that we've got a very good chance at, you know, getting off to an early start and then winning this game.
Yeah, I'm really tired right now, and I just watched the Warriors game. But back to football, I mean, like, I think that the Rams game is going to be a game that's going to be a very good one. The Cowboys game, I think we'll beat them, and then the Cardinals will beat them. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but
yeah,
I just want us to win as much as I can, and I'm also and I don't know if I should root for the Saints or Falcons tomorrow. I think I want to root for the Saints because I want to try to keep the Falcons out of the wild card race.
You know, that's a very interesting dilemma, and it's almost kind of the same way where with the Eagles and the Rams. I think that was a slam dunk because you got to make sure you ensure your division. But I know there's two ways of thinking, because if you think we're definitely getting the division and now we got to worry about seeds, well, then you'd almost want the Saints to fall so that they get one more loss. That's one more top seed that might drop. But then if you're worried about being in the wild card, not getting the division, and then having to worry about who else is in the wild card hunt with you, well, then you go with the other mindset of thinking and go, let's root for the Saints just so that we don't have anybody close to us. It's a weird feeling. It's a weird way to have to think about what team do you really want to have, win in that situation. But at this point, I guess I'm going with the Saints. I'm thinking the Saints are going to win it, and I think that Seattle is still going to, take the division, and the Rams are going to lose to the Eagles on Sunday as well. So,
and what happened to the Chiefs?
You know what? I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all, even when they got off to their start, because this is not the first time the Chiefs have started hot and then tanked. And this is a major tanking, but so many times, and I don't know if it's an Andy Reid thing, but it seems like his playoff teams make it to the playoffs and then, they tank up there. They don't show up.
Let's go Raiders because I don't like the Chargers because I think they screwed over San Diego. That was a horrible move. LA.
Yeah, I know. That's feel sorry for the fans of San Diego, but I don't know. San Diego look like the team right now that's on the rise. Maybe the Raiders can hold them off, but I think KC is going to continue to drop. And I've wanted to see the Raiders, into the postseason just because of the possibility of a Marshawn Lynch, Seattle, Super Bowl. Not going to happen, but it's intriguing.
Hope it's not.
Yeah.
The Patriots are Steelers in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Because I can't stand both those teams.
Right. No, I hear you. But, I think out of the AFC, to me, there's no question who's going to come out of there. It's going to be the Patriots. It'll be close between the Patriots and the Steelers, but I think the Patriots will once again find a way, which I'm not too bummed about because I want that rematch with the Patriots if we can get to the Super Bowl. When we get to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I want one more shot. Man. All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. See you later, DJ. Go Hawks.
See you later, Norb. Go Hawks.
All right. DJ, not EJ, from the Bay Area. All right, let's go to the 509 on the other side of the state. What's up? This is NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Norb, it's Nita in Spokane.
Yeah.
I got through.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, have you ever given any thought to being like an announcer for the Hawks? Or, come on, dude, you're perfect, Norb.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and I've had a lot of people ask me the same thing. Hey, have you ever thought about going into radio and broadcasting and all that stuff? It's pretty tough to battle with Steve Rabel and Warren Moon out there. He's a Hall of Fame QB and all that stuff, even though I might bring more color to the color commentary. But, I'm good with doing my fan reaction thing. I think people like, hearing this alternate version of a broadcast from a fan perspective. It's not what you would hear on the radio, but I appreciate the love. I do enjoy doing it. And who knows, maybe this crazy path leads me somewhere, but I do enjoy doing it. And, it's just a blast.
I mean, at least go in with Al Michaels on Sunday Night Football with the Hawks so we don't have to listen to Collinsworth. I mean, have you ever noticed how much he does not like the Hawks?
Oh, man. It's I find him entertaining, actually. He doesn't bother me so much. It's funny because I hear people who, Seahawks fans can't stand Joe Buck. They can't stand Collinsworth. And, it's like, I don't know. Joe Buck is kind of, I guess I've just gotten so used to his type of speaking and all that, but I don't know, Collinsworth, to me, those color commentary guys always have to play to whoever is the hot hand. And so, when it's the Eagles coming in as the number one, of course, everything's sort of like, oh, Carson Wentz is this, the defense is great. But then once things start to go wrong, like, wow, that Russell Wilson, what a magician. They change sides faster than anything, but that's kind of their job, So I don't mind him. He entertains me. But
he's just his voice is annoying, and I'm serious. You ever see on Facebook where somebody came up and they found it's called the Chris Collinsworth shut up button? It's like that red, it's like a big red safety button that you push.
Well, I find it very flattering. Some people tell me that they watch the games, they turn down their volume, and they put me up in place of their audio track.
That's
and I think
exactly
that's very
what I do, especially when we're playing on Sunday and he's there. When you're live at the game, you're like delayed a little bit compared to my TV.
Right.
But it doesn't, because I'll just turn the sound off on the game and I'll listen to you. I don't care if you're delayed or not.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, if you have your DVR, you could pause your DVR for a couple seconds and wait for me to catch up, and then everything's perfect. But hey, I appreciate that though. I'm very flattered that people would actually choose me over a national NBC broadcasting team. So I think that's very cool. So
will there ever be a day that you'll think of replacing Bevel?
I don't know. It
Come
seems
on,
like
Norb. You want to.
Well, I don't know if I want that pressure. It's a lot easier to be an armchair quarterback and say what everybody did wrong. But sometimes when you're in the middle of it and going, man, what play should they call? I'd be like, oh my God, what do they play? What do they call now? Too much stress. I have a hard time playing Madden and trying to figure out what play to dial up next. You know what I mean? But
did you hear? Wilson's play on Sunday when he spun around and then he went back and went further out of the pocket, and then he went in, and then he spun around again on the other side. Did you hear them say that they should make a video game out of that?
Yes, I did. They even made a little video game graphic with all of his highlights. I think about 3/4 of the way through the game. So he is like a little
had him
video
in like
game.
a one-man band. He was his own band. He was a drummer and he was a guitarist. And
well, I mean, I hate to imagine where this team would be without Russell Wilson. We would definitely not be 8-4, and we would definitely not be running for the playoffs. So Russell is awesome, and I love the fact that he hopes to be a Seahawk till he's 45. That means we get to watch him for 16 more years. So I look forward to that.
So awesome.
That would be, and then after that, he runs. Then he runs for president, and the world is a good place. So anyway,
he's a good president.
He would. He might be.
What do you think about Sunday's game? How do you think we're going to do? You think Shed's going to be playing Sunday?
Well, who do I think? Who's going to be playing?
Shed. Since he started practicing.
I don't know.
Today.
I don't know. He just came back after rehabbing for 11 months or however long he's been down for, and to come back. I just don't. I mean, those guys know. They'll put him in if they think he's in game shape. But to me, it's like one practice. You're gonna play. We're on the roads. That means they got to have a travel day in there. So that would only give him like one or two, a couple of days of practicing. And that's. I don't know. I don't know if he's ready to go.
Huh?
But I'm okay with Maxwell in there, and then maybe if we bring Shed back in next week, see how he competes for that. But I like Shed. I mean, I think I've been wanting to see him in there. Ever since Sherman went down, the thought of "Come on, Shed, come back," has been just kind of lingering in there. So I'm excited about his opportunity to come back and contribute. But same with Chris Carson. We've got guys who are been down, and now they're coming back at the perfect time in the home stretch. So I think it's all looking good. It's all in front of us. We just got to take care of business one game at a time, as Russell likes to say.
We just have to play like we did on Sunday.
Yeah, 4 quarters. That was the first time I saw 4 quarters of football by our offense. And if we can do that every time, I think we'll win every game.
I have friends over here that say, well, it looks like they're going to lose it. And I said, don't you remember they're a fourth quarter team?
Yep, that's right.
Give up. You can't give up before even halftime comes on.
Oh, I know. You know how people are.
There's people that just give up.
Yep. No, that's the same people who walked away during the NFC Championship and missed the most amazing finale to a game, and they had to watch it from a TV outside the stadium. Suckers.
That serves them right, though.
Yep.
See what happens.
It won't be the last time either.
What happens.
Yep.
Hey, before I let you go, thank you for doing the 12s, helping 12s. I mean, God bless you guys for doing that and helping those people out that need it.
Oh, thank you.
I nominated a friend last year, and she got chosen, and somehow the package didn't make it to her mailbox. I don't know why. Mark knows about it, but yeah.
Oh, no. Huh. Oh,
yeah.
Well, hopefully we don't have any of those issues this year, but we're doing well, and we're close to reaching our goal, and we're hoping to exceed it. So we're hoping for this final week that people will go to 12helping12s.com and continue to nominate families they think deserve it, and that we can get more of these $250 and $100 holiday grants to some of these families. So the more the merrier, the more people we can serve. So now we're going to be doing a big push and trying to get more money collected on Sunday as well. So thanks for acknowledging that. I appreciate it. And thanks for nominating somebody from last year. So
hey, for everybody who's out there listening, 12's helping and 12, trust me, these guys are great. Norb and Mark, and I think who is it?
Sarah Bryan,
some other people that put all this together. And none of the money goes to anybody but the families in need. Yeah,
that's right. 100% goes to the people who need it. So, we're just.
I mean, I challenge every one of your listeners to donate $12.
That's what we've been trying to do. We call it the 12s Challenge. So for you Seahawks fans,
the 12 challenge.
Just go to 12helping12s.com and you can donate. There's a link there to donate. Put $12 in there. It's that's 3 lattes, and
that's what I was just gonna say. So that's 3 lattes.
Yeah. So thank you so much for mentioning that, and I appreciate you being a big supporter.
You guys should be acknowledged. It's a huge thing that you do.
Well, thank you. We are doing our best. So appreciate your call. It's good talking to you finally.
You too. Yeah, I know. I called last time, and it was like, oh, you had to go. I think you had to go pick your daughter up. It was like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yes.
And
yes.
my sister told me on Sunday when I posted on my Facebook page something about watching the Hawks, and she put a comment there that said, "Don't get yourself all worked up. You don't need to bust a stitch," because I just had surgery a week ago.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, I hope you heal up. That's no fun.
Probably the most excruciating pain of a surgery. It's femoral artery bypass surgery, where I have 2 incisions on each side of my groin and a graft right below my belly button. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's worse than childbirth.
Oh, wow.
But I was screaming at that. I'm really glad that the game. I didn't bust a stitch on Sunday.
It was a great game. Well, if you would have busted a stitch out of joy. So it was a great Sunday. So, all right. Well, thank you again. I hope you feel better. And thanks for the call.
Norb.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
All right. Good call there. I appreciate her shouting out and recognizing the 12s helping 12s cause that we got going on. All right, let's go to the 931. Hey, what's up? This is Norb. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Connor, and I'm calling from Knoxville, Tennessee.
All right, Connor from Tennessee. What's on your mind, man?
I was just wondering what position, or outside of the Seahawks, if there's a player or a group of players that you really like to watch, or are they just really fun to watch for you?
So a football team or football players outside of Seattle that I really like to watch?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Well, I really enjoyed watching Deshaun Watson, man. I was hoping to watch the Texans do some amazing things and rise up against the Patriots and take down the Rams, and unfortunately he got injured before all that happened. So I'm excited to watch. After seeing that game that we played him against with Deshaun Watson, I thought, man, this is sort of like seeing Russell and Michael Vick and a bunch of guys kind of combined, sort of seeing there could be like 2 dynamic quarterbacks, on both sides in the AFC and the NFC. And I hope he comes back because I want to see what he can do, because he was really impressive in that few games that he played and against us. So, yeah, he's probably the player I'm most excited to see his potential, and that hopefully he can recover from that injury, because that was just unfortunate timing.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think about this game this weekend?
I think I'm not a Seahawks fan or anything, but I do enjoy watching Russell Wilson. But I think it'll be a tough one. But I think it's just anytime that you make Blake Bortles try to beat you, I don't think that they'll be able to do it. So I think the Seahawks front 7 is good enough to stop Fournette, and I don't think Bortles will be good enough to take that all on his shoulders.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think if we can get past that defense and score a few points, stop the run, everything will fall into place. So, well, who's your team? You're not a Seahawks fan. Who are you a fan of?
Your favorite team, the Patriots, there.
Oh, you're a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the Patriots, man, are just. It's funny how I remember when the Chiefs beat them in that first game, and people were all like, and including myself, I was cheering, of course. The sky was falling, and it's like, well, just remember what happened last year, because the same thing happened, I don't know, 2 or 3 seasons ago, where the Chiefs beat them up, and they were just like, it's over. And I thought, yeah, this is way too early. And all of a sudden, the defense was suspect, and Brady, maybe he's too old. And all of a sudden, it's like, wow, they got things cleaned up real quick. And right back to the same old. So you guys are frustratingly damn good. But that's why I want one more shot at you guys. I really want one more shot at Brady before he hangs it up.
That'd be exciting. Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see Russell Wilson and a full Russell Wilson-led offense against the Patriots. Because, in that Super Bowl, he was killing them with the running out of the pocket. And just every time you watch Russell Wilson against anybody, I can't imagine being a fan of the other team every time, and just how frustrating that is, watching him just spin around right out of a sack.
Yeah, well, you can't game plan for that, because you can go, okay, guys,
exactly.
Let's just keep him in the pocket. It sounds good, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get outside the pocket. But then he finds a way to get outside the pocket, and once he's out there, he's more dangerous than when he's in the pocket. So it's exciting for us, and I can see how it'd be so frustrating as a defender against that, or a team going against that. So it's. it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Patriots moving forward. Because I mean, how many more years do you think you guys have Tom Brady for? Realistically,
I think he plays another 3 after this.
Really, 40. He'll be 43.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't say he'd be as effective as he currently is, but I think if they keep the offensive line together and keep giving him targets, I don't see why there would be a reason why his play would drop off dramatically. You know.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about what his game is, he's all about the pocket, you know, and quick release and knowing the game. You know, being able to move people with his eyes and all that stuff, and you know, he doesn't have to run. He can't run. He doesn't have to run.
Exactly.
Wilson's game is predicated on his ability to run, so it'll be interesting to see how he adapts his game as he gets older. You know, that'll be his challenge as a guy who does start to enter into his late 30s, and when his mobility does slow down, can he stick in the pocket and not rely on that and still be able to throw? It's going to be a challenge because he's not as tall, so he can't stand up there and see the same thing that you know, a Brady type statue quarterback does, standing in the pocket and surveying the field. I think that's a lot of the reason why he has to break out is because he can't see, you know. So he breaks out in the open, and then he can see everything all of a sudden. So anyway, for now, we're blessed to have him. So yeah, I'm hoping that
I agree.
Hopefully, in like a few weeks, come late January, I'm doing a call in like this, and you can call in and we can talk about. Hey, remember we talked about the Seahawks and the Patriots in the Super Bowl? Hey, look at that, it's happening. So,
yeah,
hopefully that could be the case, but you never know. I don't need to wish you luck because the AFC frankly stinks, and unless the Steelers pull the upset on you guys, it's going to be the Patriots versus somebody. In the Super Bowl. So I don't need to wish you luck. You guys are going to be there, and I just hope it's us who gets to be the one to try to take you down. So yeah, of course. But all things being equal, that's probably going to be the case. So anyway, appreciate you calling in, man. And yeah, we'll talk again sometime soon, hopefully in late January, if not sooner.
Hopefully, yeah.
All right. Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. Take care.
Have a good
Take care. Yeah, you too. All right, so I've got to wrap this up. Unfortunately, guys, I went a little bit longer than what I want to, but I have to take off, pick up my girl, just like my friend over in Eastern Washington said. So I'm going to take one more call, and I'm going to take a 206 number because they're local. So here we go. You are the final call of the night. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, Norb. This is Donna. I'm calling from Renton, Washington.
Donna from Renton. All right. What's up?
Yeah. Hey, I ran into you a few times. I'm glad I was able to connect with you because superstitiously, I feel like we'll make it to the Super Bowl since we connected.
Well, you know, that's I'll take every good omen. So I'm feeling like it's out there. There is a chance, a very good chance.
Yeah.
And December is always very good to us.
Yeah, I just got a few statements. I'm really concerned about this game coming up, only because I feel like it's going to be a defensive game. It'll be low scoring, and our cornerbacks, I love them, but gosh darn it, they like to get the penalty, those pass interference calls.
Yes, that has been our issues. Penalties in generally has been bad for most of the year. I think we're one of the most penalized, if not the most penalized team. They did much better against Philadelphia, and I like to see how the trend is going. We only had 5 penalties in that game, and so, you know, it seems like we're trending the right direction. So I guess I'm optimistic.
I know, I love that too, but the officiating crews, I thought the officiating crew last week was awesome. And I'm hoping we get that kind of crew this week, you know, this Sunday, where they just kind of let them play and do their thing.
Right. Well,
do you have, I guess my question for you is, do you have a favorite officiating crew that you like to see out there?
That's really good. You know, I don't pay close attention to officials where I'm going, oh, no, it's what's his name? You know, I really don't. Maybe I should, because then maybe I actually see come up with a good conspiracy theory, like, oh, you know, every time referee number 152 and Hercules on our game. Oh, wow, okay. I don't go that far. I mean, usually, you know, I don't believe in the whole conspiracy theory thing. I think for the most part, you can see the replay, and you can usually see if it's, you know, the calls are most of the time correct. Every once in a while they'll miss one way or the other, but sometimes they're guilty as charged. So I just thought they played a really good, clean game last week and did a good job of staying out of their own way. And they're going to have to do that again. I'm not worried about our corners getting beat in the air. I think that's the least of our concern. We have to stop the run, and we've got to find a way on offense to get past their D. You know, and maybe we'll get a few penalties on them that'll keep our drives going. So, you know, Russell's going to definitely have to work his magic for sure.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be nerve-wracking.
Are you going to come to the party?
No, I'll be working. I gotta, you know, be there to help people get to the game.
Okay. All right. Well, for those of you who are in the area, remember again, we have the Emerald Downs Casino party, and it's a lot of fun. You can win jerseys, tickets to an upcoming game, and it's a blast.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. So, well, maybe one of these other ones. We got one more home game after, or away game after this, and then the playoffs. So we're not done yet, but maybe one of these times you can come out, and I have a feeling I'll be doing a lot more of these.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Take care,
All right.
Norb. It's so fun. Thanks for what you're doing, and I agree with that one gal that called and said you could be a voice on radio. You got a nice thing too. You could be on TV.
Oh, or on YouTube. Oh wait, I already am. Oh. Anyway, thank you for calling. I appreciate it, and hope to see you soon. All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, take care. Go Hawks. Okay. All right. Well, sorry guys, I got to wrap this up. I got to go. But again, thank you for chiming in on the chat room. Thank you. A big shout out again to Pete Carroll's Gum. I noticed you super chatting it up over there, so check out her channel. TTG, is this a trap game? It could be, but I think they know this is like playoff time, so I don't think they're going to let up. So anyway, that's it. Got to run. Make sure if you haven't already, please subscribe. I appreciate it. I could always use the support. And if you have a chance to, please check out 12helping12s.com. And if you find it in your heart to donate some money to our cause, we are helping out families in need during the holiday season. So check that out. And also don't forget to check out NorbCam.com, because I got cool merchandise there. I got hats and socks and these cool beanies. Where's one of them? You can see it right here. There you go. You can get your own NorbCam beanie right there. I wore this in my rap battle, and so I have them special price on my website. So check it out. And that's it. I appreciate it, guys. See you later. Talk to you. If not Sunday, maybe sooner. Go Hawks.